Hello and welcome back to the channel. And as you can see, it's been a crazy weekend of football. A couple results didn't go some people's way, some did, but we're going to unpack that now in this episode. And as you can see on my left, I have my brother, Rimedi. Second appearance on the channel. How you feeling, my brother? Oh, that's a nice guy.
Thank you.
Sorry, do that again.
Yeah, please. Thank you. Guest clapping for himself. Good one.
Crazy.
But I'm happy to be here. Second time here. Happy to be here.
All right, cool. I can tell you're ecstatic. Okay, but sorry to burst your bubble, but obviously I don't think this weekend's been that much of a great weekend for you. Not for me either as well, to be fair.
You're making stuff up, but a weekend could be good for me without football. Like you're assuming I had a bad weekend. I did, but you made the assumption.
Yeah, but because I had a bad weekend.
Okay, cool.
But we'll talk about that at some point. Cool. But obviously we're going to start off with the first game, the biggest game of the weekend, and the one that's probably most fresh in our minds right now, which is Man City versus Liverpool. Obviously the game ended 3-0. Of course, it kind of relates into the title challenge as well. But what's your feelings in terms of Liverpool, Man City, and Arsenal in the title race this season so far?
To be fair, heading into it, like I know we're going to speak about Arsenal afterwards, but the team that I didn't want to win this game was Liverpool because
why is that?
I feel like, when it's going to be a long international break, and when they're going to be saying, "Oh, we smell blood in Arsenal, we smell blood, we're going to come for them." Pause. Like it's going to be in a way where it's just going to get mad annoying over the international break.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I wanted this result to be Liverpool definitively out the title race. So it's not a 3-horse race.
Yeah.
There's like a consensus online that people are saying that Liverpool are out. And I think this game kind of signifies it. So I was more so happy that obviously I wanted a draw as an Arsenal fan, but yeah, Liverpool, Max Salama. That's kind of how I felt after this game.
Yeah. No, it's fair. I thought, obviously, ideally for Arsenal fans, I thought they would have wanted a draw. It's surprising you said you wanted Liverpool to win because
no, I wanted Liverpool to lose. Like if out of my three results, I wanted a draw and then City win and then Liverpool.
Why City win?
I just wanted Liverpool to be out of the race. Like I needed one final blow for Liverpool to just be like, you know what, they're done now.
Okay.
Because I just didn't want to hear all the news, all the talk. Because when Liverpool start getting a run of form, like even after the Real Madrid game, I was hearing a lot. Like we're done now. Like we're back. We're gonna come back for Arsenal. So yeah, that's kind of how I felt.
Yeah. Obviously in the game, the first thing that obviously happened was a Haaland penalty. Haaland missed, which is surprising given the run of form he's in.
Yeah.
And I did check a stat. It was he missed 3 of his last 6 penalties. There's obviously a debate whether or not he should be taken off penalty duties. What do you think?
Who else is going to take him?
That's the question I had. The question I had is who else is going to take it? Especially when you have a striker. Yeah. I feel like that's in that kind of run of form, regardless if he misses or not. I feel like he should still take it. As long as he's scoring goals, I feel like penalties for me is always a hit or miss. It's a guessing game at the end of the day. You just have to pick a side and then just hope the keeper doesn't go that way.
You can say penalties is hit and miss, but like this is a question for you. Do you think Haaland is the best striker of a ball?
What, in terms of set piece?
No. He does not take the set pieces, but as in like
yeah, but I talk about something like a dead ball situation.
No, as in like the technique, because he's not. He places his shots into the corners.
Yeah. Whenever
you see Haaland's goals, but when he strikes a ball, I don't think he's the most elite ball striker. I think maybe when you want your penalties to be taken, you have the best ball striker in the team. Now, Haaland is going to take every single other penalty. Maybe that's just a thought.
There's an argument to be made, but I just feel like at the end of the day, you always want to give your penalties to your goal scorers.
Yeah, of course.
Especially when you got Haaland in the kind of form that he's in. And this goes for like Mbappe's, Harry Kane's, and that. Regardless of whether there's the best striker in the team or the best kick taker in the team, I just feel like when you have a striker like that, you have to kind of give them those penalties. It's like in basketball, they say feed it to the hot hand.
Yeah, of course.
So you have to feed it to him. Like you have to kind of give him that chance. Even if he missed today, I'll still give him another penalty. I can't lie.
Yeah.
But obviously he ends up scoring, and that's now 99 goals for him, by the way, in 108 games. My question is Haaland the greatest striker in Premier history now? If you actually look at the numbers, he's got 99 goals in 108 games. That's something that's unprecedented. It's never happened before.
How long has it taken him? Just over 3 years. He's going to get 100 next match day.
Well, probably I would assume, obviously, given the form he's in, probably by next game.
So next game, he's going to get 100 Premier League goals in just over 3 years.
Yeah.
We have never seen anything like this ever.
And I'm not saying, player, I'm saying striker. Because obviously player, I feel like it's a different discussion.
No, of course.
Would you regard him as the greatest striker in Premier League history?
I think if he keeps going at this rate, 100%, I think this 3-year stretch is probably... Alongside, you have Henry for like the performances, but for a 3-year stretch for a guy that has come into a league fresh, brand new, he has to be up there in those conversations.
But why not now? Because you just said obviously he's going to be, but why not now?
Big bias.
Bias to who?
Yeah, Thierry.
So you're saying Thierry at the moment for you, Thierry?
100%. For me, I don't think it's going to be hard for anyone to kind of, because best striker, best player, I understand what you mean. Like, who's the best scorer of goals? It's most likely going to be Erling Haaland. Obviously, Alan Shearer, he still has the record right now. If Erling Haaland stays in the league for as long as Alan Shearer does, he's probably going to get 300, 350. He's already on 100 right now. So, I don't know. What do you think?
I'm not gonna lie to you. For me, if you ask me, I think he is right now, and I don't think it's even close. Like if you're talking about goal scoring, and as a goal scorer, I do think right now, Erling Haaland, as it stands, is the greatest striker we've ever seen in this country. And that's just, if you look at the rate he's scoring at, bro, 99 goals in 108 games in 3 seasons. Some people don't even touch 100 goals in like 8 to 10 seasons.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You got like players like Adebayor, Berbatov, they're on like 95.
Yeah.
And they had a long stretch in the league. Do you know what I mean? So it's not an easy thing to do. And I think the rate he's doing that, I think it's ridiculous, bro. And I think people nowadays are too scared to give players their flowers now.
I agree.
You know, when you're looking at what we're looking at right now is greatness. And I feel like people have to kind of quickly recognize what it is that they're witnessing. Right now, what we're witnessing is not normal, bro. What Haaland's doing right now in the league is not normal. So for me, yeah, I'll definitely say that 100%.
I think one thing that, I don't know, Erling Haaland always had this in his game. I don't know if we're seeing it more now, but his link-up play is incredible.
Nah, it's improved. 100% that it's improved. His all-round game is improving.
The ball goes long, it just sticks.
Yeah.
And when you have a striker, especially the way City are playing, it's not like normal City where there's like pending teams back. You need a guy to go long.
Yeah.
And Erling Haaland, he's winning like most duels in the air. And when you have a guy like, he's literally doing everything that you want in a striker, similar to, in a way, Didier Drogba was.
Yes.
Like occupying centre-backs, winning it in the air, being in the box to score goals. Like, bro, the guy is incredible. And it's like he's just loading every single season. Like, he's this good after 3 years. Imagine how good he'll be in 2 years' time.
Yeah. Do you think the way that Man City are playing this season, because I think they have made changes. Guardiola has made changes to his team, and I do feel like the way they play football, it is a bit more transitional. I think they're getting the ball quicker up the pitch. And I think it obviously suits his style. If you look at the way he used to play, the way Dortmund used to play, I think it sort of suits his style. Do you think that helps as well?
Yeah, 100%. But not just Haaland. You have Foden, who's amazing when it comes to carrying the ball and running into space. You have Sherky, who can find Haaland in that space. You have Doku. We're going to speak about him. But Doku, I think there was a quote after the game. He was like, when the game is more like end-to-end, it's more beautiful. A guy is saying like he wants space. He wants to run into it. And obviously City, we know over the years, team just come in, park the bus, and then that's it. But this year, City are playing Foden deeper. We're going to touch on Nico Gonzalez as well. He's been amazing for City so far this season. I think it suits the players that they have to play this transitional style, and it's getting the best out of Haaland. Foden as well. He's coming back into form. So yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and obviously a big moment in the game, Van Dijk's goal. Obviously, Liverpool thought they equalised through him. Good header, by the way, as well. Do you think that was offside? Because that's a big talking point. There's a lot of debate happening online. I've seen a lot of different opinions on the goal. Before I say, man, I want to hear your opinion first. What do you think?
I think we share the same opinion. I think the goal is going in regardless. I don't think he's directly in his eye line. I think for me the goal should have stood, but I understand by the letter of the law the guy is literally in the way, and it has to be disallowed. But for me, I don't think because they showed an angle behind the goal and Donnarumma could literally see everything. It wasn't like Robertson when it was in his way. So yeah.
My thing is, I agree with you. In the letter of the law, it's not a goal, but I think the problem I have is the consistency. That's where I think I've seen already in the Premier League this season and previous seasons where those type of situation, in that exact situation where the player is not completely in the line of sight of the goalkeeper, still be given. You know what I mean? 100%. So for me, I think that the goal shouldn't have counted, because you could see in the replay as well, Donnarumma has a clear view of the ball coming towards him. It's just a good header that simply goes past him. And I think however he came out after the game and said that he disagreed with the decision. He felt like it should have stood. So again, it's a split opinion. If you want to go by the letter of the law, yes, it's not a goal. But I think sometimes in those situations, I feel like you need to use common sense.
100%.
And I think the common sense would have been, for me, to keep that goal should have stood. And I'm a Liverpool hater. I'm a Van Dijk hater, Liverpool hater, whatever you want to call me. But I think that goal should have stood. And obviously that's a big moment because straight away on the other end, Nico Gonzalez scores. Exactly. Obviously, he takes a deflection.
Yeah, off Van Dijk.
So there you can have your goal now, Van Dijk. Virgil, you can have your goal now. There's your goal. You can have that one. But yeah, that obviously changes the tide of the game. It's 2-0, and I feel like Liverpool, they're entitled to feel hard done by. But at that point, do you think that's it? It's pretty much game over.
The problem is, like, when Liverpool go down, Do you feel like they're gonna get that goal? Because right now it doesn't feel like when they go down.
No.
Like, because all teams need to do is just avoid giving them space, and that's it.
Yeah.
And Liverpool can't break them down, can't break them open, and then that's it. They go up the other end and score.
Yeah,
City.
Yeah. I do think that. I generally do think that. But at the same time, I think the problems are a lot more deeper.
Of course.
And that's the thing. We'll touch. I think we'll touch on that a bit more in terms of where we're thinking things are going wrong for Liverpool. But yeah, I feel like as soon as Liverpool go down, it doesn't really feel like they've got a comeback in them, to be honest with you. Like they used to under Klopp. Even when you're 1-0 up against Liverpool, 2-0 up, the game's never over. Now it feels like you get one goal on them.
Yeah, that's it, man.
That's it. The game's done. And obviously, Man City then in the second half secured the win with Doku's goal. Doku this game, by the way, turned it up. And I can't lie to you. I think it's one of his best performances in a Man City shirt.
Yeah.
He obviously saw Vinny finish his performance in the Champions League. I said, yeah, that's not happening to me, bro. That's not happening to me. But yeah, talk to me about Doku.
So before we start on this game, I want to talk about Doku's performance against Arsenal at the Emirates a couple weeks ago. What I tweeted after the game, because I was literally watching the game and I'm like, this guy is incredible at what he does. The ball goes to him, he drives up the field, he holds off defenders, and then he allows the team to like come up with him. He's so good at carrying the ball. Now today I was watching it, I was like, that end product is still not there. It's still not there. And then when he comes inside, when he comes centrally, it's a different ball game.
Yeah.
Doku down the middle, bro. I think he's better than Doku on the wing.
Yeah.
I think Doku on the wing, he has to make like split-second decisions. He has to put the ball in at the right time for Haaland. But him down the middle, it gets out the best in what he's so good at, and carrying the ball forward, taking guys on 1v1, even for the goal today. Little jink, cut inside, top corner.
Yeah.
You can't stop that quality.
Yeah.
I think Doku's incredible.
I agree as well. I think his question with Doku's always been this end product. And the consistency as well. I feel like those two have always been the biggest question marks for him. But I think in this new role that they found for him in the City team, I think it really works. I think you know what it does? I think not that it hides his weaknesses, but I think it
accentuates his strengths.
Yes, exactly that. Yeah. So I think they definitely found a new guy, and I feel like he's really thriving in that role as well. Yeah. And obviously it's helping City, but obviously City got the win 3-0. They closed the gap now to you guys to 4 points.
Of course.
Does that worry you a little bit?
Of course. Like I think there was a rhetoric on social media, like maybe last week, 2 weeks ago. That's it. Khalas. Yeah. Arsenal won the Premier League. It's done. In 1 second, everything can change. Now it's 4 points. Guys are like, oh, if City will win, they're back. It's over. City, Arsenal title race. Look, it's part of the game, isn't it? It's like we'll come on to it, but we have to finish off those games against Sunderland. And now we've opened the door for Man City, and now we're praying for Newcastle to get some results against City next week. But yeah, man.
Do you feel like the narrative's changing too quick? Do you think that they're changing too quickly? Like over the weeks, like obviously 1 week it's Liverpool's winning the title, then it's Liverpool's winning the title. Now it's like wait, hold on a second, you know the title's not over. But do you feel like it's just changing too quick?
To be honest, we're the ones that are making the narrative.
Yeah,
bro.
But I don't think it's just us. I think obviously social media, punditry, yes, everything included.
Like in general, we're the people that are like changing the narrative. So obviously every week, I think Sharky mentioned it one time. Everyone's too quick to like say this is the thing that's happening and that's it. Khalas, it's all done. Like before this weekend, Arsenal breaking the Chelsea goals record. Yeah. Now Arsenal have conceded 5 goals, and even Abs, I was actually going to say to him, like he's saying, oh, Arsenal now, like who even said Arsenal were going to break the record? Like these are the things. So we're the ones that are creating this narrative. We're the ones that are creating all of this hype and unhype. So I think the narrative is going to change, and if Newcastle beat City after the international break and we beat Tottenham, that's it. It's Arsenal's to lose again, and then we lose against Chelsea. Like, bro, the narrative is going to change every week.
Yeah. So when I look at the table now, obviously the gap, the point difference between a lot of the teams are very small. Obviously you got Chelsea, then you got Bournemouth, you got Sunderland, you got Tottenham. Are you looking at Man City as the only real challengers?
Of course,
to the title.
Of course. Like for me, Liverpool. Like I needed today to just say Liverpool are done.
That was your clarity. Basically. Yeah, that's the clarity. That's the clarity that you needed.
That's why I was more happy with Liverpool losing today than Liverpool winning. Obviously, I wanted a draw, but I just needed some clarity. But I saw enough. Liverpool are done. We can put them to one side. 3rd, 4th, that's their spot. Now it's like a 2-horse race. Arsenal City. So that's probably where I'm at right now.
Yeah, I don't want to be I don't want to be unfair on Liverpool because obviously they did win last weekend.
Of course.
They did beat Madrid midweek. And obviously coming into the game, this was always going to be a tough game for them because obviously Man City, they're still a big team. Obviously going to the Etihad is never easy anyway. But obviously they didn't perform well for me. Second half, obviously, they turned it up a little bit more, but by that point, the game was already done.
Yeah.
Do you think they're still in the crisis that people obviously refer to prior to the Aston Villa win, or do you think this is just a game that needs to be treated in isolation and it's just a blip?
To be fair, like in the 5 games, they were winning in the last minute.
Yeah.
In the 5-6 games after, a lot of them they were maybe losing in the last minute, and now they picked up some good form again. And I feel like this is just the story of Liverpool season.
Yeah.
I think, especially how they use the ball, it's not good enough. I think what I was watching today, they're just trying to launch balls forward. Like there's no foreplay. They're just trying to go all in. And unfortunately, with the way Liverpool are right now, the quality isn't there on the ball like a Trent. And I hate going back to Trent because everyone is speaking about Trent, but what I'm watching from Liverpool this season, it just feels like in possession, the build-up isn't there. And it means that if in possession, if you're not good enough, then off the ball, you're going to be ass as well.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just think right now, I think the manager's twanged right now. No, genuinely, I think he's twanged because I think he's caught in two minds between I need to play my big stars, I need to play my big money signings, and also trying to find some sort of consistency with the team. I think he felt like maybe he did find it this week with the Aston Villa and then obviously Madrid, and then now this game with Man City. But I think I still feel like he hasn't found the right team, the right consistent team for him to perform week in, week out. And obviously it's going to be a struggle because some players are out of form, the big money signings aren't there. So I think it'll be interesting to see after international break how they move forward. But
100%.
I would say that it's not a crisis anymore because losing to Man City there's no shame in that. That can happen to anyone. And I think obviously the way their season's been going, it's not a surprise that they've gone there and lost. But I think it'll be interesting to see how they kind of move forward after the international break. But anyway, we're going to move on to the Arsenal-Sunderland game because obviously it ties in with the title race. Obviously you lot drew 2-2. Ballard, by the way, former Arsenal, is that a former academy player, right?
Like, I think he was there till like the age of 20, 2021.
Yeah.
He was...
I feel like he was playing with a chip on his shoulder, man.
You always see it, bro. You always see it. You know when Real Madrid play a team, the goalkeeper like of the opposition team will become Super Saiyan.
Yeah, it's true,
You see it sometimes, bro. I get it. But to be honest, yesterday, look, I was upset with the result, but I wasn't too like displeased with the performance. I think the way that we played, I think especially in the second half, what I was watching, if this was this time 1 year ago, when Sunderland scored, wallahi, I would have been like, yo, the game is done.
Yeah.
This year, I saw so much interplay. We had so many chances. Unfortunately, we didn't score. And then, David Raya just makes a mistake at the end. He rushes out and, we concede in the last minute.
Obviously, there's been question marks about Bukayo this season. I think there's some split opinion in terms of his performances this season. Some people say it's been a bit stale. But he came up with a big moment. I think that was a huge moment, that goal that he got there. Of
course.
What's your make of Bukayo Saka this season?
Look, I think Bukayo Saka, it's tough because I'm like, you know me, I'm biggest glazer of Saka, right? I think you have to kind of look at the team around him because Saka is not, he's incredible 1v1. He get the goals, he'll get the assists, but I think this season he's been a lot more isolated. I think Saka's better when he has that interchange around him. I think this season, potentially you have Gyökeres who, for me, could do a bit better this season in terms of occupying the box to find crosses for Bukayo Saka. Odegaard, again, he's not around Saka. And I'm not saying this as a way to to take responsibility of Saka. I just think maybe some performances, he maybe hasn't been at his best, but the season is long. The season is very, very long. And I think heading into Christmas, heading into the new year, when we have Madueke back, Saka may play on the left. Madueke might play on the left. So, I'm not too worried, man. The team is winning. I think if we were losing, people are going to be like, Saka performances, he's not carrying the team on his back. Saka's washed, his hamstrings are gone. But I think whilst we're winning, whilst we're still in a good moment, there's not really
I
much.
think it's a little bit unfair. I do feel like because your team's a lot better, you have a lot more quality in the team. Naturally, the responsibility is not going to fall completely on him. Whereas I felt like last season he had to carry a lot, especially before he got injured. But now, obviously, you've got a lot more players that can hold the weight or carry the weight. So, it's normal that obviously that sort of alleviates a lot of responsibilities off him. So, and then obviously Trossard with some moment of brilliance there. I think he's underrated, man. I think Trossard is really underrated. At times, I feel like he's disrespected. Not just amongst football fans, but also amongst the Arsenal fan base. I feel like he's a little bit disrespected, man.
I'm the one disrespecting him.
Yeah, there you go then. So now you have to explain yourself then. Perfect.
No. Trossard, right? Arsenal fans will know what I mean. You know there are some games, the guy stinks, bro. The guy is not having a good game. And then he performs and he scores a goal and that's it. Trossard, the man again. Yesterday, first half, I was saying, this man is ass. Why is he playing? Second half, he turns into Prime Xavi. What I was watching from him second half, every single clip ball through a guy's legs into Calafiori, making the late run. Trossard second half, and I think Trossard this season, performance-wise, if you kind of take a step back, has probably been his best season for Arsenal. I think Trossard's been really, really good for Arsenal. And I think when he signed his contract, I was so annoyed because at the time I thought, oh my God, we're not going to sign Eze. We're not signing anyone to play on that left side. And obviously we signed Eze. So Trossard, I'm very happy to keep him. But this season, you need guys that are going to score goals. You need guys that know where the back of the net is. And this guy continuously turns up. Yeah, and I feel like you need to have players that know their role in their team. And I feel like there's a lot of similarities, and I've mentioned it online. You've mentioned it online as well. Diogo Jota. I think he's got the Diogo Jota role for Arsenal that he had for Liverpool. Of course. Where it's like he's going to chip in some goals. Yeah. He's going to get some points at certain points. He'll get you, I say he'll get, those type of players will get you 9 points in the season. That's all easy. They'll put it up on the board. And I think Trossard obviously is more effective off the bench. In my opinion, I think he's more effective off the bench. Yeah. So there are roles for those players, and you need those type of players. I think Man United back in the day, we used to have those type of players that used to come off the bench and, you know, make an impact. Chicharito for us was big, and he's the one that always comes to mind. Is that you need those type of players, you know. Sure. So and then obviously eventually, suddenly equalised, probably right at the end. It looked like a bit of a calamity, I can't lie. Between Gabriel, Raya, it just looked like a mess. Obviously, Raya didn't have his best games. There was a lot of errors in that. What's your take on that goal? Like, you know, we wait so long for like a bozo moment. And I'm like, why couldn't this bozo moment happen when we're like 5-0 up? But yeah, I just think lack of communication. I think what happened was Gabriel's putting his head in and then the ball flicks off his head and then like it kind of unsettles Ryan and it goes in behind him. Look, it happens. Keepers make mistakes. I'm trying to be a positive Arsenal fan this year. I'm up there this year. So, well, I'm not, it happens, but I'm not like too displeased. Like a draw happens, we can't win every game. And I just think as long as we beat Tottenham, we beat Chelsea, we beat Brentford, we beat Villa, that's the most important thing. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned it because I did see a run of games. You got Tottenham, Chelsea, obviously 2 big games after the international break. And Bayern as well, obviously in between. But in terms of the actual Premier League, do you think that... Because I looked at, I'm not gonna lie to you, so I'm a bit weird, innit? After games, when moments like that happen, I look at the players, I look at their body language, and I can't lie, a lot of the Arsenal players obviously had their hands in their heads. They felt very disappointed to give away that goal. Are you concerned, obviously, Arsenal, given their history, bottling, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to put this forward to you, but do you think, you know, are you worried that maybe, I don't want to bottle this one again? Do you think it's... To be fair, or do you think it's just like we don't need to be worried? No, because if we're going by that logic... There's only 4 points now. I hear you. If we're going off that logic, right, we literally created a chance right after we did, and then Ballard blocked it off the line. Yeah. So surely if it's like, we tried to score again. Obviously it didn't work. But if we did score and that Ballard didn't make that block, Arsenal mentality monsters, Arsenal this, Arsenal have the bet, like champions mindset, warrior mindset. The guy made a block and that's it. Yeah. So I'm not worried just yet. Actually, just yet. I'm not worried at all. Okay. At all? I'm not. No, I said I'm not worried about this bottling stuff. Yeah. Like if it's like April and we have like 9 points ahead and we drop a point and then palms getting nervous, palms getting sweaty. There are still a lot of points to play for, to be fair, and obviously a lot can happen. There could be a lot of changes as the season goes on. So yeah, I mean you're in a good position. I can't lie to you. Going to the national break, 4 points clear. It's a good place to be still. So we're gonna move on now. We're going to move on to the United game. Yeah. Obviously, United versus Spurs. 2-2 draw. There's some round of applause in the back there. You know your team drew as well, yeah? Just to let you know, yeah? But yeah, Man United obviously drew to Spurs. Yeah. I want to get an outsider's opinion first. Yeah. Obviously, you watched the game. Yeah. What was your take on the game? When you need to like kill the game, kill it. And I feel like Man United... For me, going into the game, I thought Man United were going to win because... Tottenham are at home, and they're 2 teams that play better when the pressure's not on them to build up. But when you're at home, you need the ball, you need to... And Tottenham crowd, hey, they've been getting on to Thomas Frank. Yeah. But when you're at home, the onus is more on you to obviously be the protagonist. Yeah. But... And that suits Man United. They can just sit deep and hit teams on the counter-attack. Yeah. And... That is what the game plan was. And obviously it was working up until a certain point. And to be fair, there wasn't a lot of quality in the game. Yeah. Up until the final 10 minutes or so. Yeah. Obviously, Šeško, he had that opportunity. Mickey van de Ven got him. But I just feel like, look, you guys are in a good form, a good moment. I think Man United should have won yesterday based on maybe the balance of the game. I think Odegaard was a big game changer for Spurs towards the back end of the game. But I think, when you have the opportunity to kill the game, that's what you have to do. Yeah, and I agree with you. You know what? Look, the way I look at it is obviously
looking at the past 5 games, if you told me after the Brentford game that in the next 5 games, looking at our fixture list, if you told me that we'll pick up 3 wins and 2 draws, get 11 points out of 15, I would have said you're crazy.
Yeah.
And that was after the Brentford game. Yeah. So I can't sit here now and act like, we should have, like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't have that energy in me because I'm like, I got to look at the scenario and the circumstances that we were in, where we're in, and where we are now. And it's a fact that we've made improvements. There is definitely a trajectory. We haven't lost in our last 5 games, so there is a positive in that. But again, as a Man United fan and every Manchester United fan, they're entitled to feel frustrated. Of course. On this game in isolation, and I am frustrated. Yeah. There are definitely things about this game that I'm frustrated about. Just like I was frustrated against Forest, I'm also frustrated against Spurs game because, like you said as well, we were leading for pretty much most of 52 minutes. By the way, we were leading that game. Obviously through Brian and Bremo, which by the way he's been phenomenal since he's arrived. I don't even need to talk more about him because I've already glazed him enough. I'm not gonna lie to you, but he pops up with the goal. Obviously, big header as well, being one of the shortest players in the pitch as well. When you have Romero and Van der Ven in the box and still being able to get to that header.
Both forwards are back in fashion. Wissa, Mbeumo, Mateta,
come on. So but obviously the frustrating part is that just like Forest, we lost the lead. Yeah, we lost the lead, and then we end up chasing the game again because and that's twice that's happened where we've gone up first, we let the other team take the lead, and then we're chasing the game again. And obviously at the same time, you can have question marks about the manager's tactics, the manager's selection, the manager's in-game management, but you can't deny that a lot of these players, especially the substitutions that we made, they made no impact, bro. Yeah. If you look at the subs we made,
nothing, bro.
None of them made any impact whatsoever. Apart from Mount, who was probably okay, the rest of them that came on, Ugarte, Sesko, they didn't do anything. Bro, they didn't do anything. Dalot as well. Yeah. So obviously he got the that's my cousin minutes. That's what he got. He got the that's my cousin minutes.
How did you feel when you found that out?
No. You know what it is? It just reaffirmed everything I was feeling already, bro. It just reaffirmed everything I was feeling.
Great granddad.
Yeah.
Bro, do you know what I find? That's crazy.
That is crazy still. It's crazy. When I thought it was a joke at first, and then I had to find out it was actually a real report. But yeah, my feeling is that obviously you can obviously question the manager in terms of certain aspects, but what I've been seeing online, obviously, is a lot of people trying to put it all on the manager, all on Amorim. Oh, why did Amorim do this? Why did Amorim do that? And I just feel like, do you know what it is? I feel like there's a lot of Manchester United fans that haven't forgiven Amorim for what happened last season. Yeah. So when there's any sort of adversity or results that don't go our way, it's like, all right, this is the opportunity to get at the manager. It's almost like point scoring. Sure. You're trying to get onto the manager, and I think this game particularly, I'm not Amorim's biggest advocate, but I don't think this was the game for that.
Can I ask you a question? So you said. And your kind of like your rhetoric is post Brentford game. If someone told you after that you'll get 11 out of 15, you'll take it.
I would have taken it
100%. 100%. Both hands. Obviously, that's how you feel now, yeah. But don't you feel like in watching maybe the game against Forest and watching the game against Spurs, you feel like, yo, we could have gone 5 out of 5.
No, 100%. And that's why I say we're entitled. Everyone's entitled to feel frustrated. Everyone's entitled to be disappointed. And understandably, bro, if we got those 4 points, we would be on 22 points.
Bro, you'd be second.
Yeah, we'll be second. We'll be joint. That's what I'm saying. So that's where the frustration comes on. But I feel like people are directing that frustration towards the wrong places and the biggest place that they're trying to direct it to is the manager, and I don't think it's entirely on the manager. Our substitutes should be good enough to come on the pitch and see out that 1-0. Yeah. Why is it that we've got our substitutes coming on? For example, Sesko, he's got 2 opportunities there to seal the game. Of course. Yeah. If he scores any of those chances, the game's done. Yeah. The game's done. But then he scuffs those 2 chances, and then he comes off injured. Yeah. So now we're playing 10 minutes with 10 men. Yeah. That's not Amorim's fault. We're keeping it real. That's not the manager's fault, bro. I'm not his biggest advocate, but you gotta keep it real. Like, what are we doing here? If you're gonna blame every single result that doesn't go our way on the manager, that's not how football works, bro. At the end of the day, we're fielding 11 players. We have a whole bench. They need to all come on and make an impact as well. Bro, I expect Ugarte, Sesko, and all these Mount and all of them to see out the game. We're 1-0. It's a poor Spurs side. We've been not dominated, but we've been basically cruising for pretty much most of that game. See it out. That's your job, you know?
I think Ugarte yesterday, for me, I think Ugarte cost you the game because it was like Odegaard spun him for the first goal, for Tell's goal, and then the second goal for Richarlison. He's the one that played him on side. Yeah. So Ugarte, I know there's like a ticking timer on Ugarte for you right now, but how bad does he bring the level down of the team? Of
Bro,
the midfield?
I was done with him in October 2024.
Oh,
so
2020.
2 months into his signing, I was already done with him.
Yeah.
So for me, like, look, if the question is, I think the real question here is our depth good enough?
Yeah.
And at the moment, our depth isn't.
Yeah.
That's the reality, bro. Because I heard this against Liverpool when he came on. I heard this when Mainu came on against Brighton. That almost cost us the game. So I keep hearing this narrative about our substitutes are costing us the game. But ultimately, this is our squad.
Yeah.
This is what Amorim has to work with. And we praised him when he brought those same substitutes on against Liverpool, against Brighton. But then today, when he's brought those same substitutes on, we're trying to criticize him for it. That's where I don't understand it. It's like when results go our way, he's getting all the praise.
Yeah.
When the results don't go our way, all of a sudden now you're gunning down his neck.
Yeah.
If that's where I just thought, like, look, 10 minutes was all it took for everyone to flip the narrative and now be like, oh, I remember you got it all completely wrong. But when it was before the 84th minute, I didn't hear a single word. Did you hear a word?
No.
Did you hear anyone complain? No one complained.
No.
But in that last 10 minutes, you decide, okay, cool, I'm going to get my gun and now I'm going to start blasting it at Amorim. That's where it's not making sense for me. And look, I'm not Amorim's biggest advocate. I've said that already. But you got to call out the bullshit when you see it. And I think that's bullshit. I think, yes, you can criticize the manager, but ultimately the players have to take accountability because that's a poor Spurs side. I look at that side and that side is so poor, bro.
Yeah.
It's so poor that you should be able to see out that game. And yes, you could question the manager because we didn't create enough chances. Our only 2 shots on target was the 2 goals.
Yeah.
So yes, you could criticize the manager maybe in terms of that, but ultimately it's the same players. We're playing the same system, the same way we played against Liverpool, the same way we played against Brighton. It worked. If the players played with that same level of urgency, intensity that they had in those games, we win that game comfortably, bro.
Yeah.
So for me, it's on the players. I've just noticed with this squad, whenever we play against teams that they think they're better than, they slap.
Yeah.
When they play against teams where they feel like they're slightly the underdog, they perform. And that's where it is for me. This team, there is definitely levels for them to reach. I definitely think they can get Champions League football. I just think the question mark with this team is the mentality and the consistency.
Yeah.
And they did, to be fair, they did show at the end with
That's
10
what I was
men.
gonna ask.
The late
Yeah.
gets the header right at the end. Great cross from Bruno.
Yeah.
And again, but this is my point. Why do we wait for those moments where we're like, you know, when there's adversity or we have a problem to then solve it?
Yeah.
Why can't we just kill off the game?
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So-
Maybe there's some similarities in the Arsenal game and how you felt with the United game, because like you guys were probably leading and you felt like, oh, just close off the game. And probably that's us as well. Like we thought, let's close off the game, and you just couldn't get the job over the line. And I think for you kind of moving forward, looking at Man United and look at where you are right now,
Yeah.
you can definitely push for Europe. And so
100%.
how do you feel like going into your chances, heading into this last stages of the season?
The way I look at obviously the last 5 games, so obviously from the last international break to this international break, I think there's definitely been an improvement. I think Amorim's clutched it. That's how I look at it, because I genuinely felt that these 5 games will make or break for him. And to be fair with him, he's clutched it right at the right time, because now I think he's given fans, a lot of fans, a bit of hope. Okay, you know, they've seen something, they've seen some sort of trajectory. And so now, after this international break, I feel like we need to maintain that. I look at our fixture list. We've got West Ham, Everton, Crystal Palace, Bournemouth. Those are games that we can easily win. You know what I mean? So I think there's definitely opportunity there for us. I think they've shown their levels, they've shown their standards, so there's no excuses now. 100%. So I do expect this team to be challenging for top 4 and to be amongst those places. I'm not saying you have to get top 4, but you need to be in and amongst that area, especially when it gets to crunch time of the season. So
100%.
It's going to be tough, but I think this team, they've got the quality. You look at their names, bro. Come on. Cunha, Mbeumo,
Actually, I was
Sesko.
actually gonna like quickly say on Cunha, thoughts on him this season,
Poor
because
game.
people are saying
No,
like,
like that was in that game, very poor. I think also last week he wasn't his greatest game, but it's because of the role. We're forcing him to play in the 9, so he's not really involved in the game as much. And then, you know, when he does get on the ball,
he's tired, bro.
he's tired, bro. Like it's not working. So when he plays on that left hand side in that cam role, perfect. I think he's very much involved. Against Liverpool, you saw what he could do. But yeah, and against Brighton as well. But yeah, I think it's a game in isolation. Not every player is gonna play well every single game. So I think people are just trying to, you know, nitpick a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm happy with Cunha this season. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm pretty much happy with him.
Bomo, different level.
Come on, man.
Different
Player of the month on
Player of the
Friday. Scores again on Saturday, man. But yeah, he's not,
Happy boy.
bro. He's exceptional, man. I already said he can be the Mo Salah to this team very easily. Not before anyone rages. I'm not talking about numbers, not no achievements, but I'm just saying just in terms of his
more goals than him
impact.
this season.
Yeah, but I'm saying in terms of his impact, what Salah was to Liverpool is what Mbeumo can definitely be
100%.
for Man United, and I think he's proven to be that already.
Last thing on Mbeumo, like Mbeumo could have joined any club. And he said, "Yo, I'm joining Man United." Like, surely that's a guy that you want to build with. That's a guy you want to build a team around. He's like, yo, you man finished 15th. I still want to make it. I still want to come. I still want to be the guy to lift you guys up. And if this guy, if Man United obviously become a team where they can challenge for the top trophies again, and Boma's going to be the guy where they're like, yo, you guys joined us when we were down in the dumps. We're going to love you forever.
Yeah. And same with Cunha, same with Sesko, same with all these players. They all wanted to join. I think that was the biggest factor. They all wanted to join Man United. But now it's on to the club to kind of build on that and now start to improve the rest of the team, you know? So especially the midfield area. I look at that midfield area. We have Casemiro, who's obviously performing well this year. I'm not going to lie. But still needs an upgrade. And our depth as well. Depth is not great. But all in all, I don't think it's something to be mad about. Yes, it's definitely frustrating that we didn't take advantage of those 2 games that we should have won. But I think we're in a good position. And I think if we build on that, we can definitely be in a Champions League spot.
100%.
By the end of the season. But yeah, bro, appreciate you jumping on.
You don't want to touch on Chelsea? Chelsea fans going to get us?
They're not really going to get us, man. Yeah, Chelsea, well done on beating Wolves. You done your thing. Yeah, you done your thing. Yeah, but this week, that's a routine win. I expected you to win that game. Yeah, well done to you lot. Garnacho, I see you doing well at there as well.
Garnacho, he was looking nice. Garnacho was looking nice.
He's looking good, bro. I'm not surprised, though.
But he looked quick.
I'm not surprised, bro. Like, Garnacho's a very good player, bro. He's only 21. Bro, there's still room for him to develop to become a really, really good player. For him, it's just an attitude problem, bro. It's always been an ego problem. And I think he's settled. He looks quite settled at Chelsea and he's doing well. So fair play to him.
Yeah. Esteval, I just got to shout out him.
Oh, okay, go on. Well, you want to do a Chelsea?
No, please.
You're more than welcome.
No, Esteval. Like, you know when you look at greatness, that's Esteval.
No.
I genuinely, when I watch Esteval, the guy's incredible.
Nah, he's really good. I saw it on the other day, 100 million player. He's worth. I think he's showing it though.
100 mil.
He's showing it.
100 mil, sir. I don't think Esteval's there.
But at 18 though. Remember, he's 18 years old and he's performing the way he's performing.
Because when I think of Esteval, I thought Anthony. Like before, like Anthony, no, I'm not saying comparing them. I was saying like a Brazilian winger coming to the league. Yeah. He's not the strongest physically. He's not the quickest.
He's not.
So, this guy's going to get found out.
Yeah.
Nah, these guys are two different players. No.
Esteval
is unbelievable. You go right, left, great player.
Yeah. But yeah, Chelsea fans, there you have it. There you have it. That's
I needed to. Chelsea fans have been on my ass recently. I needed to shout them out.
No, but I think Chelsea, they definitely can challenge for the Champions League places. I don't think they're title challengers, even though I know the point gap's not much. I think they've got too many injuries. I think over the course of the season, I don't see them maintaining that level like Man City and Arsenal to be challenging. But definitely, I think they should be comfortable in the Champions League places 100%. For sure. But yeah, like I said, thank you for joining me, my brother. Good, bro. Appreciate you. Make sure to share, like, and subscribe. And also, put your comments in as well. I want to know what you think in terms of the games, in terms of whichever team you support, in terms of the matches, what you think on the title race. So please make sure to put your thoughts in the comments. And until next time, peace.